Hi, hello. I'm Dr. K. Pungodi, Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce. Now we are going to discuss about the topic subject commercial law. In that topic is types of contract. In the before slide we have seen about the what is contract and what are the features of a contract, what is an importance of a contract, everything. So now we are going to discuss what are the different types of contract we are having over here. The first thing is that we are having a contract between the two parties. I am already said that contract is between the two parties. It is enforceable by law. So that is an agreement which is enforceable by law is known as a contract. So the validity, enforceability, formation, performance, everything comes here. So based on that we have divide the or classifying a contract and type of contract over here. The first thing is that based on validity. So that is based on validity means a valid contract is that fulfills all the essential elements required by the law. It can be classified into 5. The first one is valid contract. The features of valid contract is lawful offer and acceptance, free consent, competing the parties, lawful consideration and object, enforceable by law. Example, A agrees to sell a bike to B for rupees 60,000 and B accepts. Importance, legal binding, rights and duties are protected. The next thing is void contract. Here the void contract is a contract that was valid initially but later became unenforceable by law. The features is no legal effects, cannot be enforced in court. Reason for becoming a void, impossibility of performance, changes in law, destruction of a subject matter. Example, A contract to sell a specific horse to B, but the horse dies before the delivery. So that is a void contract over here. The next thing is void agreement. An agreement that is void from the beginning. So that is known as void agreement. Agreement with a minor. So that is void. Features, no legal rights, cannot be enforced by law. So that is void agreement. The next thing is voidable contract. The voidable contract, a contract enforceable by one party but not by another party. That is fraud, misrepresentation, undue influence. Example, A forced to sign an agreement under the threaten. So rights here, the effect by a party, the cancel of contract, continuing the contract. So that's illegal contract, a contract forbidden by law. Example, smuggling, drug business, gambling agreement over here. Void from the beginning, punishable by law, that is known as illegal contract. The next thing is unenforceable by law, a contract valid in substance but cannot be enforced due to technical defects, that is not properly stamped, lack of written forms, expired limitations period. Example, an unstamped property agreement, agreement. The next thing is that types of contracts based on formation. The first one is on the basis of validity. Now we are going to see on the basis of formation. First one is express contract, implied contract and quasi contract. Express contract means a contract where termed as clearly stated in words, oral or written. Example, signing a rental agreement. Features, clear terms, easy to understand. So this is known as expressed contract. Next thing is implied contracts. Here the implied contract means a contract formed through the code of conduct of action. Example, taking a bus and paying the fare. Features, no written or spoken agreement required, created by a behavior. The next thing is that quasi contract, not an actual contract but obligations are imposed by law to prevent unfair benefits. Example, a person immediately deliver goods another person who's used them. So that is created by law based on the fair and judicious. The next thing is that types of contracts based on performance. One is executed performance, another one is executing performance. Executed performance means completed. Already if you have completed, that means it is known as executed. A contract where both the parties have completed their obligations. Example, cash purchase in a shop. So that is known as executed contract, fully performed, no obligations remains over here. Next thing is executory contract, a contract where obligations are still pending, agreed to deliver goods next month, but they are not done over there, still there is a pending, feature performance involved or duties remains incomplete, so that is known as executory contract. Next thing is that unilateral contract. Unilateral contract means only one party makes a promise. Example, rewards announced for finding a lost property. One side obligations performed by only one party over here. Bilateral means both the parties are promised to perform their obligations. Example, sale of goods agreement features mutual promise. Most common types of contract over here. Other types of contract, that is a commercial contract, employment contract, insurance contract, e-contract, etc. So that these are all the different types of contract apart from this. So we have seen that based on validity, valid contract, void, voidable, valid contract, void agreement over here. Next thing is based on executions, executed contract, executory contract. In this executory we are having two different types. One is unilateral, other one is a bilateral. On based on formation we are having express contract, implied contract, quasi contract, static contract or a e-contract, and other different contract like commercial employment contract, insurance contract, etc. I hope you all understand about this. A contract is one of the most essential things in the modern society and a business. The different types of contracts helps manage the different legal and business situation. Understanding the various kinds of contracts helps in individual organization, protects their rights, fulfillment, and avoid the legal disputes over here. I hope you all understand about this. Thank you. Thank you.